Chapter 31. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Wu Qi felt a little queasy. Upgrading the territory's buildings always felt like tearing off pieces of himself, but he knew it was necessary. Those level 4 defense towers had saved his skin when thousands of monsters attacked. Now, after upgrading those 4 towers, he was down to his last few hundred void source stones, not enough to upgrade anything else. He'd just have to wait. He figured tonight's battle would definitely cause a surge in void source stone prices. And the barracks, and the restaurant. Wu Qi's gaze shifted. He had 2 barracks. The steel-armored shacks weren't cutting it anymore. On the battlefield, 40 steel-armored wild boars weren't as effective as one stinky fart tower. Early game disadvantages, he knew, but Wu Qi was a cheater. He wasn't about to settle for that. Level 5 upgrades, here I come, void source stones. Just you wait. Wu Qi had a plan brewing, waiting for the end of day settlement. The restaurant can probably be built now, though. Wu Qi found a spot and tossed the model. The architectural blueprint expanded as it fell, instantly transforming into a small restaurant covering about 100 square meters. Wu Qi checked the stats. Restaurant, plus, level, 1, 0 out of 100, function, processes food and creates ingredients. Stock, 100/100, consumption, water, electricity, and ingredients consume stock. Not bad for now. Even if Wu Qi and his 2 companions ate there every day for a month, they wouldn't make a dent in the stock. Of course, they'd have to provide the ingredients. Chapter 38, Union Guest House, 2 of 4. Please collect. A restaurant was a welcome surprise, but Wu Qi's current food supply was low, so demand was minimal. He wasn't too concerned. He just tapped the plus button. Instantly, a multicolored light enveloped the restaurant. In less than 3 seconds, the light faded. The restaurant had grown significantly. The style had shifted from modern to mystical. Colorful flowers and plants, a cloud cherry tree, a hall, a kitchen, and a bedroom greeted the eye. Union Guest House, type, restaurant, level, 1, 0/200, function, makes delicious food, glowing ingredients, level 1, stock, 100/100, flavor text, beneath the clouds and cherry blossoms, a charming place, glowing ingredients, level 1, flavor text. Food made with this ingredient will have a temporary positive effect. Glowing ingredients. Wu Qi perked up at that. Compared to the previous restaurant, the Union Guest House was bigger, a special building. And food from this building granted stat buffs. Interesting. Wu Qi thought for a moment, walked inside, and went to the kitchen. Inside were all kinds of tableware, iron pots, steamers, etc. Wu Qi took out a load of noodles and spent 1 stock point to take out an ingredient. He quickly cooked up a bowl of clear noodle soup. The moment the noodles were done, soup, noodles, and bowl emitted a soft light and a status panel appeared. Clear noodle soup, type, gourmet, quality, trash tier, attributes, fills stomach, strength plus 0.5, for 1 hour, flavor text, it takes a special talent to turn excellent ingredients into such bland fare. Seriously? It's not you who eats it. Wu Qi frowned, examining the stats. The food buffs had a time limit, and the magnitude of the buff depended on the food quality and building level. A higher level building and better food meant stronger buffs. His noodle soup only added 0.5 to strength. Weak, he hesitated, then started eating. After a bowl, heat rose from his stomach, spreading through his body. He stood, clenched his fists, and definitely felt a change in his strength. Not bad. Wu Qi nodded, smacking his lips. The noodles tasted the same as when he cooked them before. He didn't think they tasted bad. No way. I'll make noodles for my sisters later. They'll totally understand. Wu Qi refused to accept defeat. He started selecting ingredients, preparing to show off his cooking skills. He may not be a chef, but he'd been cooking for himself for years. Great chef. No problem. Night. In a world of endless emptiness, the sky shifted constantly. Eternal darkness surrounded Wu Qi's territory. No moon, no light, but inside, the buildings glowed with light, turning the territory into a beacon in the darkness, bright and inviting. In the hut, Qin Keqing woke up feeling refreshed, the fatigue from the previous battle gone. She turned to see Lin Daiyu getting ready, tying up her hair. Since her hairpin had fallen off, she was using a hair tie to keep her long hair in place. She looked good, and it didn't affect her ability to fight. Dayu, good evening. Qin Keqing rubbed her eyes, sat up, and looked at the digital clock on the table Wu Qi had put there. 8 o'clock, 12 minutes. Qin Keqing spoke slowly, sounding out the words. She wasn't used to technology, but she was trying to adapt. Chapter 32. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. She appreciated the convenience of modern tech, but wasn't really a fan of the style. It's getting late. Lin Dayu adjusted her clothes and said softly, let's get ready. The monster wave is definitely coming before midnight. Okay. Qin Keqing perked up, quickly slipped on her shoes, and followed Lin Dayu out of the cabin. The territory wasn't huge. They quickly found Wu Qi that he was asleep at a table in the cloud shadow in lobby. That guy, he's such an idiot. Doesn't he know he'll catch a cold? Lin Dayu seemed a little annoyed. She went back to the cabin, grabbed a coat, and put it on Wu Qi. Qin Keqing didn't say anything, but she got the feeling that Dayu was playing it cool, half asleep. That Wu Qi caught two different scents, not perfume, not makeup. One smelled like peonies, the other like orchids. Awesome. He took a couple of deep breaths, and then heard a little gasp. He opened his eyes, and saw Qin Keqing, her face bright red. She was sitting next to him, and he'd been leaning on her in his sleep. Sir, does Qing smell good? A sly voice, both gentle and a little frosty, made him sit up and see Lin Dayu beside him. She was sitting just as close on the other side. Chapter 39, even Peppa Pig wouldn't eat this, 3/4. Please collect it. No wonder I was sleeping so good. Turns out. Wu Qi took a deep breath, feeling completely refreshed. Those 2 cents filled his nose. And he felt great. Hearing Lin's words, he couldn't help but look at her. That gorgeous face was just a little annoyed, her pretty eyes blinked, and her thin lips were pursed under her nose. She really was beautiful. Her long, silky hair wasn't up in a bun. It flowed down around her waist, and a hair tie swayed in the wind on her arm. Lin Dayu kept at him, you've got a death wish. Why not sleep in the cabin? We're practically joined at the hip now. What's the big deal about sharing a bed? You're the one who'll suffer if you get a cold, not us. Wu Qi felt a warm rush, gently wrapped his arms around her waist, and whispered, it's okay. It's not that easy to get sick around here. She had a slender waist and soft hands. Wu Qi hugged her tight, not wanting to let go. Lin Dayu's face flushed slightly. She glared at him, stood up, and said, it's after 9, and the monster wave hasn't hit yet. I need to get ready. Wait, Wu Qi snapped out of it and asked, have you guys eaten? Not yet. Both women shook their heads. Wu Qi smiled mysteriously and said, you know this building is a restaurant, but it's not your average restaurant. What's so different? Does it sprout flowers or something? Lin's beautiful eyes narrowed, and she gave him a charming look. Wu Qi was ready to show off his cooking skills. He told them to sit down, then went to the kitchen himself, grabbed the ingredients he'd prepped, and started cooking. Soon, he whipped up 2 dishes, one with meat and one vegetarian, plus a bowl of soup. He brought the food to the table, smiling. Come on, try Chef Wu's specialties. You can cook, sir. Qin Keqing looked surprised. Wu Qi grinned. I dabble. On the table, were braised pork, stir-fried greens, and fish head tofu soup. And get this, all 3 dishes were glowing. Dishes that glow, do they get some kind of divine aura if you cook them right? The 2 women looked shocked. Wu Qi suddenly felt like $1,000,000. He handed them each a pair of chopsticks. Ladies, dinner is served. Thank you, sir. Qin Keqing's cheeks were rosy. She gave a little bow, then picked up her chopsticks. She sampled the food carefully. Lin Dayu glanced at Wu Qi, then grabbed her chopsticks and started eating without a word. Braised pork, type, food, quality, trash, attributes, strength plus 0.5, spirit plus 2.5, for 1 hour. Description, black braised pork with a unique flavor. Stir-fried greens, type, food, quality, trash. Attributes, strength plus 2, spirit plus 0.5, for 1 hour, description, makes you want to punch someone, fish head tofu soup, type, food, quality, trash, attribute, spirit +3, for 1 hour, description, fish tortured to death. Both women had taken a few bites when Wu Qi asked eagerly, so. How is it? It's good. Qin Keqing's face was flushed. Her voice felt like a little hand caressing Wu Qi's heart. Sir, I used to cook for my adoptive mother all the time. If you want, I could take over in the kitchen from now on. Whatever. Wu Qi looked at Lin Daiyu. She was perfectly composed, but her eyes flickered, and she suddenly smiled. Sir, how about we let Peppa try it? Peppa the pig? Why would we let her try it? Wu Qi blinked. Lately, he'd been feeding the pigs regular food. He wasn't starving them. Lin Daiyu gave a sweet smile, her voice like a silver bell. Even the pigs would feel sorry for you. They wouldn't dare eat this. Wu Qi. Lin, you're toast. Wu didn't end up beating up Lin, not because he was afraid of her, but because, the monster wave finally arrived. In the dark night, the territory's lights acted like a lighthouse, guiding the monsters in the surrounding area. Finally, with the roar of the defense tower, hideous and terrifying monsters emerged from the fog. Chapter 33. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Unlike the afternoon, these were new monsters, and a lot of them. They looked like lizards standing upright, covered in bone plating, with bone spurs jutting from their shoulders. They came from every direction, like a rising tide. Get ready to fight. From atop the wooden wall, Wu Qi gave the order, slipping on his true knowledge lens. Identify, Desert Lizard Man, race, Orc/Void, level, 9. Physique, 54. Spirit, 2. Skills, Sand Bone Armor, Bone Spike. Description, a strange race that dissolves easily in water and is practically useless in rivers and oceans. Elite Desert Lizard Man, Chapter 40, Fire Rain, 4 of 4. Please collect. Elite Desert Lizard Man, race, Orc/Void, level, 15. Class, Heavy Armor Lizard Man Warrior, Physical Fitness, 91. Spirit, 2. Skills, Warrior Bone Armor, Bone Spear, War Roar. Description, a strange race that dissolves easily in water and is practically useless in rivers and oceans. These new monsters were tougher than the ones from earlier, but the territory's defenses had also leveled up, so there was no real cause for alarm. The three of them had plenty of experience. They exchanged a look and split up, as the most powerful attacker, Lin Daiyu, the human missile, covered the most ground, patrolling the wall and responding to threats as they appeared. Qin Keqing stayed close to Wu Qi, ready to take control if the battle shifted. Finally, the lizards swarmed into the defense tower's range. One by one, the stinky fart towers took the lead, swiveling their backsides as always, the human-shaped statues trembling. Pft. 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 These weren't just any defense towers, they came with color and smell. The stinky cloud billowed out, engulfing the territory. Almost immediately, the lizard men charged into the miasma. Gah! The lizard men, initially ferocious and aggressive, contorted in disgust as soon as they hit the stinky zone. A moment later, they were screaming, collapsing to the ground, and convulsing. With the monsters packed so tight, the ones behind were instantly blocked, tripping and stumbling over their fallen comrades. The front ranks were down in seconds, but there were still so many of them, and the elite lizard men were considerably stronger. With a crackling sound, bones erupted from their bodies, forming exoskeletons that allowed them to push through the stench. So, while the stink was effective, it wasn't a total solution, but it was enough. Boom! Flame, frost, lightning, ground vines, crossbow bolts, machine gun fire, the defense towers opened up, a cacophony of destruction that shook the very ground. Boom, fireballs smashed the earth, sending dozens of lizard men flying. Zap, chain lightning tore through a dozen more, turning them into charred husks. Screech, frost blanketed the earth, encasing over a dozen in solid ice. Except for the fire rain tower, every defense tower unleashed its full fury, the concentrated firepower. Ripping holes in the advancing horde. In a matter of moments, hundreds of monsters were dead. But it didn't scare them. There were just too many, and the tide surged to fill the gaps instantly. The densely packed lizardmen pressed on, fearless in the stink, fueled by spells, stepping over the corpses of their own kind, their eyes burning with rage, they rushed toward the wooden wall. Wu Qi watched intently, and when they were close enough, he turned to Qin Keqing. The beautiful woman stood beside him, clearly nervous, her hands open, the Feng Yu Baojian floating between them, emitting a faint glow. Catching Wu Qi's gaze, she didn't hesitate, unleashing frost breath at full power. At the same time, Wu Qi used his control spells, like Earth Vine Spell and Frost Spell, to target specific areas. For a second, the lizardmen were completely locked down. Fire Rain Spell, activate. Wu Qi willed it. Instantly, the Fire Rain Tower's inventory went to 0, a shimmering rain began to gather above the territory. The burning air intensified as countless droplets began to fall, each one a tiny fireball spell, raining down on the monsters below. Asterisk snap. 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 Bang. Bang. Bang, star, the earth quaked, and the fire rain annihilated everything in its path. Hundreds of lizardmen were incinerated, their blood vaporizing into a thick, burning mist. Not bad, Wu Qi nodded, getting serious. There were still too many monsters to wipe them out in a single volley. The defense towers would have to keep hammering them. Wu Qi raced along the wooden wall, refilling the tower's inventories and repairing any damage, making sure the line didn't break. He still had plenty of void crystals, so he wasn't worried just yet. The defense towers continued their barrage, and with Lin Daiyu and Qin Keqing holding the line, mountains of corpses began to pile up outside the wooden wall. The stench, the flames, the burning air, it was almost tangible, and the territory was a wasteland of destruction. Even 40 wild boar Peggies had to join the fight, not as damage dealers, but as distractions, but their combat skills weren't up to par. Against the monsters of the 10th day, they were quickly overwhelmed, dragged into the sea of blood and bodies, and suffered heavy losses. Night turned into deeper night, the minutes ticked by. Chapter 41, The Boss is Coming. 1/4. Please collect. At first, the battle was tense. After all, stinky gas is only so effective. As the number of monsters increased, its concentration dropped significantly, its ability to control the enemy was fading. They had to combine it with the other towers to really hurt them. Wave after wave, they kept coming. Then, late in the night, the monsters finally started to thin out. As the last group of monsters was crushed, Wu Qi quickly spent dozens of void crystals to repair the wall and slumped to the ground, panting. Is it finally over? He rubbed his eyes and checked the status panel. No battle settled notification. Still not over. It's almost 11. Wu Qi checked the time, feeling a prickle of anxiety. This one fight alone had cost him at least 4,000 void crystals just to repair the wall and replenish the towers. War really was a logistical nightmare. Without proper supplies, you couldn't even hold the line. Young Master. Young Master. Lin Daiyu and Qin Keqing flew back. They were in great shape, not even a speck of dirt on them. Let me help you to the cabin to rest. Qin Keqing knelt and gently helped Wu Qi to his feet. He shook his head. Chapter 34. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After standing, he grabbed Qin Keqing's hand and whispered, "The fight's not over yet." What do you mean? The women were taken aback. Qin Keqing blushed, feeling the strength of his grip. She hesitated, then decided against pulling away. Wu Qi nodded, toying with her hand, looking serious. Lin Daiyu rolled her eyes, about to say something. Suddenly, she frowned, her face darkening as she looked outside. Boom! In the distance, the ground trembled. Wu Qi and Qin Keqing whipped their heads around. A huge figure was emerging from the dark mist. Boom! 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 The earth shook with each step, the mountains seemed to tremble. Could it be? Wu Qi's face tightened, his pupils shrinking. Then, the wind cleared the mist, revealing the massive shape. It was about 30 feet tall, like a grotesquely obese man, but it had 3 heads, each with a different expression: greed, jealousy, violence. A boss. Wu Qi gritted his teeth, cursing silently. Usually, you don't see a boss like this until the last day of the trial period. Was he being singled out? Was this some kind of personal vendetta? Okay, fine, he sighed inwardly, accepting the situation and using his identify skill, 3 Buddhist songs, race, Garuda Buddha/Void, level, 10. Quality. Talent, Wisdom Root, Bloodline, Garuda Buddha, Constitution. Spirit. Skill. Description, born of greed, evil, and jealousy, dies in them, and is reborn in them. I should be able to handle a level 10 boss, Wu Qi thought, but a knot formed in his stomach. After all, there were bosses, and then there were bosses. A kobold lord was a boss, but you knew what you were getting. This 3 songs of Buddha didn't even show its stats with the identify skill. That meant there was a serious power gap. Careful, master, Lin Daiyu frowned, her smiling face turning serious. She pulled out her tensile gloves, staring intently. Qin Keqing jumped, summoning her Fengyue treasure mirror. Don't worry, there's only one of them. Wu Qi forced himself to calm down, preparing the defense towers for attack. The 3-headed monstrosity approached the territory, entering the tower's range. Time for the old routine, lead with the crowd control. Wu Qi focused, and all the stinking towers shuddered, the humanoid statues raising their backsides and spewing green gas at the 3-headed fat man. Pfft. Puff, the simultaneous blasts filled the air, waves of noxious, weak farts enveloping the giant. It roared in fury, all 3 heads at once. But then, something hilarious happened. All 3 heads inhaled the colored gas, their faces turning pale, as if they'd encountered the most horrifying thing imaginable. You idiots, Wu Qi grinned, ordering the other defense towers to fire. Ground vines, frost, pyroblasts, lightning. In an instant, every kind of defense tower unleashed its attack, lighting up the area with different blasts. But nothing exploded. In the darkness, a face consumed by greed appeared, its mouth opened wide, inhaling everything: fire, lightning, frost, bullets, crossbow bolts. Every attack was sucked up. Burp, the 3-headed monstrosity belched, all 3 faces smiling slightly. Then, its body shuddered, and it charged forward with terrifying speed that defied its size. P.S. Please collect it. Chapter 42, Switching Sides. Defection. 2/4. Please collect. Boom. The wind howled and sonic booms roared. A 30-foot-tall monster, sprinting like a cheetah, covered 100 yards in a blink. The massive body barreled toward the wooden walls. The defense towers fired wildly, but elemental magic, crossbows, machine guns, and even the farts couldn't slow it down. Master, Lin Daiyu grabbed Wu Qi's arm, dragging him and Qin Keqing deeper into the territory. Then, boom. -1,000. -1,000. -1,000. The durability of several wooden walls dropped to 0. They were smashed apart. The 3-headed monstrosity squeezed through, roaring, stirring up a gale. Boom. Another wave of defense tower attacks. The 3-headed monster didn't flinch. The greedy head opened its maw, sucking in every attack. Then, the jealous head roared, spitting out a pyrotechnic blast that shattered a stinky fart tower. Bang! Bang! Chapter 35. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The ground trembled, wooden walls splintered, the 3-headed giant tanked the defense tower's fire, tearing it apart. Nearby, Wu Qi's face hardened. Surround it. Take it down. He ordered. Got it. The 2 women were already moving. Lin Daiyu carefully pulled on her gloves, ready for a fight. Qin Keqing raised the Fengyue treasure mirror, using its magic for the first time, to see through weaknesses. The mirror displayed a new image. 3 fat guys, points of light marked their weak spots. A notification popped up. Your hero, Qin Keqing, has marked 3 Buddha sons. Enemy immunity reduced, resistance decreased, defense lowered. Damage against the enemy increased by 200%. Wu Qi seized the opportunity, directing the armored wild boars to attack while relaying the information to Lin Daiyu. They'd replaced the 40 steel-armored wild boars lost in the previous battle, but a dozen were injured, barely combat-ready, so Lin Daiyu and the defense tower remained the primary firepower. Give it your all. Blow it to kingdom come. Sister Lin spun around, a blur of motion, crossing 100 yards, she slammed her palms together, creating a sonic boom that crashed into the giant's body. Crack! The giant erupted with a fresh wound. Instantly, Qin Keqing unleashed, frost breath, pouring icy mist into the wound to freeze its blood and cripple it. The giant roared in anger, swinging its massive arms at Lin Daiyu. At the same time, its gluttonous head sucked in the frost breath. Lin Daiyu, boosted by reaching level 4, was faster than the boss. She dodged the incoming arm and unleashed a flurry of baji fists directly into the monster. Bang! Bang bang! Snap! Sonic booms echoed with each strike, wounds opened across the giant's body. Nice! Wu Qi exhaled with relief, instructing the remaining defense towers to keep up the attack. Qin Keqing continued casting spells, waiting for a chance to strike. Lin Daiyu was a powerhouse, her punches kept the boss pinned, only able to roar, its body covered in more and more injuries. The giant cycled through attacks, a sudden charge, yellow energy radiating from its arm, 3 heads, one that absorbed energy, one that spat it back out, and one that spewed corrosive white mist. But nothing landed on Sister Lin. She danced with graceful lethality, beautiful and dangerous. Things were looking up. After a time, the giant began to falter, nearing death. Lin Daiyu pressed her advantage. Eat this! Bang! With a final punch, she shattered the jealous head. Red and white matter exploded outward, it screamed and shuddered. Watch out! Wu Qi shouted. Lin Daiyu leaped back, the giant's flesh twisted, transforming into a monstrous abomination. It had a monk's head attached to a writhing mass of flesh, repulsive and terrifying. Convert! Convert! The monk's head opened, and sound waves emanated from its serene face. Wu Qi's mind reeled. An impulse surged through him, to embrace Buddhism and bask in eternal glory. My Buddha is merciful. The only way to peace is through the weird Buddha. The mournful sound reached his ears, he felt lost. Then, he tasted a fragrant sweetness, snapping back to reality. Wu Qi saw Qin Keqing, her beautiful eyes filled with worry and a hint of shyness. Chapter 43, A Wave of Fatty Wu, 3/4. Please collect it. Seeing Wu Qi regain his senses, Qin Keqing stepped back. Young master, forgive my urgency. I'm going to help Sister Daiyu. She ran toward the fight. Qin Keqing was unaffected by the monk's chant, but Lin Daiyu struggled, forced to retreat. She couldn't push forward. Qin Keqing's arrival improved the situation. This boss is messed up. Wu Qi touched his lips, feeling unsettled. He retreated. Suddenly, roaring thundered in the distance. The remaining 23 wild boars, eyes glowing red, charged toward them. Your 23, steel-armored wild boars, have been swayed by the Buddhist sound and are now puppets of the enemy. The monk's chant clearly exploited mental weaknesses. Wu Qi couldn't resist it. Lin Daiyu was only marginally better. Qin Keqing was immune. The wild boars, simple beasts, had been completely brainwashed. What a rip-off! Wu Qi cursed but wasn't overly concerned. The boars' strength came from the territory. Without that, they were no threat. Sure enough, the defense towers quickly turned their attention to the attacking boars, wiping them out. Then, the defense towers, Wu Qi, Lin Daiyu, and Qin Keqing focused on the boss. The boss roared, the chant continued, but Wu Qi stayed away. The defense towers were unaffected, and Qin Keqing and Lin Daiyu were too strong to be swayed. They chipped away at the boss's health. Bang! Suddenly. Chapter 36. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The giant corpse crashed to the ground, its ferocious features softening into a semblance of peace. Totally bizarre. Battle's over. Time to settle up. A notification popped up. Wu Qi sighed in relief. Finally, it's done. Meanwhile, Lin Daiyu and Qin Keqing approached. Both women looked a little sheepish, covered in blood and sweat. Honey. Lin gave him a look. Wu Qi knew what she wanted to ask and nodded. It's over, you guys can go relax. Finally. Lin Daiyu sighed in relief, sounding weary. I'm gonna go wash up. Yeah, Keqing, you go too. Wu Qi waved his hand. The two women curtsied and left. watching them disappear, that Wu Qi snapped back to attention and opened the reward screen. Battle summary, enemies, 2,000 disaster beasts, 2,000 elite disaster beasts, 3,000 desert lizard men, 3,000 elite desert lizard men, 1 boss, 3-headed Buddha, battle rating, SSS, base reward, 10,000 void origin stones, 1 free attribute point, bonus rewards, SSS rating 10,000 void crystals, 10,000 void source stones, superior unit talisman, Great Qin. Elite, rare unit talisman, Rogers Archers, superior unit talisman, Moon Palace, Cultivation, territory structure, Arrow Tower. SSS rank, guess it was worth all the effort. A smile crept across Wu Qi's tired face. A huge hole had been blown in the wooden wall, several defense towers were wrecked, and all the steel-armored wild boars had been wiped out. That's the price they paid to kill all those monsters. That boss was seriously overpowered. No wonder those rich kids don't rush in with top-tier buildings and troops early on. Without the right talents, bringing in high-level units is a one-way ticket to getting owned in a few days. That Wu Qi understood perfectly. The newbie trial was, in a way, a fair shot, the chance for the average Joe to strike back at the prodigies. Cheating, of course, doesn't count. With this much loot, gotta check it out. 20,000 void source stones and 10,000 void crystals. Sweet. 3 unit talismans. 2 purple and 1 green. Is this the boss job change item? Get outta here. Wait, is this national magic? Wu Qi scrolled through the rewards, his smile widening into a grin. From now on, this is Wu's payday. Chapter 44, they're back. 4/4. Please collect it. High risk, high reward. That's the golden rule of the newbie trial. For new lords, speed is key. Expand too fast, and you'll face dangers you can't handle before the 30 days are up. Expand too slow, and the dangers will be minor, but so will the gains. Most lords just try to coast through. If they get lucky, if they find some killer buildings, equipment, or maybe a top-notch hero, they might push their luck. And then there are the geniuses, the trust fund kids. They'll always roll the dice. Win big or go home. Wu Qi might be from humble beginnings, but his progress has left his peers in the dust. The dangers he faces are way bigger than what everyone else is dealing with. He remembered a story from an upperclassman in school. On day 30 of the newbie trial, he'd faced a kobold boss with the rare, red dragon bloodline, who was pretty nasty with fire magic, but 100 militiamen piled on and took the boss down. Same title of boss, but the 3-headed Buddha would have crushed that kobold in a single hit. The difference was insane. And this was only day 10. You can only imagine how insane the monsters they'd be facing later would be, and of course, Wu Qi isn't standing still. As his territory gets stronger, the monsters will get stronger too. Wu Qi couldn't even picture the kind of fight he'd be in for. 20 days left. Wu Qi took a deep breath, thought for a second, and stashed all the loot in his inventory. Then, he went to collect the treasure chests. It took him forever to gather them all, a total of 6,731 lizardman kill chests. Plus the 3-headed Buddha kill chest. 731 extra. Looks like there were a few more earlier. Could one monster drop 2 chests? Wu Qi noticed something odd. Normally, each monster only dropped 1 kill chest. Maybe it's tied to luck. Wu Qi figured it had to be. The 12 beauties of Jinling, Lin Daiyu and Qin Keqing, both had a luck buff. They're definitely lucky charms. Whatever, luck's not something I can count on right now. So many rewards, can't miss them. Wu Qi was optimistic enough. He cracked his neck and went back to grab a shower and crash, but, as he walked back towards the territory, dark shadows were lurking in the fog. Crap. They're back. Wu Qi's eyes widened. The next second, pale white skeletons emerged from the mist, their bodies all bones. Some held bone shields and swords. Behind them were skeleton mages, charging up elemental spells. Wu Qi threw on the True Sight lens, and used, Identify, Skeleton Shield Warrior, Race, Undead/Void, Level, 10, Quality, Common, Constitution, 50 plus 10, spirit, none, skills, shield wall, defensive formation, description. Before he died, he was a shield warrior in the army. After death, he retained his battle memories and is immune to pain. Skeleton mage, race, undead/void, level, 10, quality, common, constitution, 20 plus 5, spirit, 60 plus 20. Skills, undead resurrection, fireball, ice spike, description. This is what happens when you play with fire and ice, a group of skeletons, but thank goodness, this shouldn't be the full force for day 11. It's just a small party, about 100, attacking in one direction. Wu Qi breathed a sigh of relief and rushed to spend void crystals to patch up the wooden wall and defense tower, void crystals -100. Wooden wall, entering repair state. Estimated recovery time, 60 seconds. Chapter 37. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Void crystal -100. Wooden wall, is under repair. Estimated time, 60 seconds, void crystal, 400. Stinky fart tower, is under repair. Estimated time, 10 minutes, void crystal, 400. Lightning tower, is under repair. Estimated time, 10 minutes. The repair costs weren't huge individually, but they added up. Luckily, Wu Qi had plenty of void crystals, so he didn't sweat the small stuff and just initiated all the repairs. As long as nothing interrupted, the repairs would be quick. Probably over 100. Attack. Wu Qi started giving orders. Skeleton soldiers didn't need to breathe, but when the weak farts hit, they stumbled around like they were drunk, messing up their formation. Wu Qi didn't get how smelly farts affected skeletons, but he didn't overthink it. Fire. The machine gun tower roared, unleashing pyrotechnics, frost spells, and crossbow arrows. The overwhelming attack obliterated the skeleton soldiers. P.S. Please add to your library. Chapter 45, Territory Level 5. 1/4. Please add to your library. Boom. 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 Flames, explosions, the defense towers unleashed another barrage. Wu Qi restocked, and the towers relentlessly mowed down the skeletons. Soon, things quieted down outside the territory. Thank goodness those were just regular monsters. Wu Qi sighed in relief and collected the monster treasure chests. Afterward, too tired to even check his loot, he took a bath. Back in his hut, he crashed on the bed and fell asleep. Day 11. 10:00 a.m. Wu Qi woke up stiff and groggy. He shook his head, trying to clear his mind. Big day today, and the monster invasion is coming. Gotta get up. He got out of bed and left the hut. The territory was empty. Without the 40 Peppa Pigs, it felt lifeless. In the distance, Lin Daiyu and Qin Keqing stood on either side of the wooden wall. Inside the wall, there was a mountain of kill treasure boxes. It looked like there were at least 300 or 400. No monster waves yet. Wu Qi wasn't surprised. Lin Daiyu and Qin Keqing must have collected these after the morning's fighting. He walked over and called out. Lin Daiyu turned and saw Wu Qi. She jumped down from the wall and came to him. Sir, we got these treasure chests during this morning's monster invasion. Good work, thanks. Wu Qi nodded. Lin Daiyu smiled softly and whispered, it's what I should do. But, young master, according to the newcomer trial rules, today's invasion will be tougher than yesterday. Based on our current situation. She pursed her lips, a hint of worry in her eyes. Wu Qi smiled confidently. Don't worry, I've got this. Okay. Lin Daiyu's eyes lit up, and she smiled quietly. Hey, Keqing. Get over here. Wu Qi called out. Qin Keqing, who was watching from nearby, jumped down and hurried over. Master, she bowed. You too, start opening those treasure chests. That's a lot. Wu Qi chuckled and dumped all the treasure boxes from his inventory, that made over 7,000 treasure chests on the ground. Suddenly, the ground was covered. Good thing the treasure chests could stack in his inventory. Chests from the same monster only took up one slot, so he didn't have to worry about running out of space. Leave it to us, sir. Qin Keqing clenched her fists, a little excited. Opening these things was actually a blast. Lin Daiyu looked interested too. but she kept quiet. Wu Qi smiled, stepped back, and pulled up the territory panel. Territory, details omitted, level, 45. 0/1000, territory size, 2,500 5,000 square meters, buildings, omitted. After upgrading to level 5, Wu Qi deployed 4 new, arrow towers. He got 1, flame tower, 2, lightning towers, and 1, earthquake tower. Flame tower, and lightning tower, were common elemental towers. The earthquake tower was a rare special building that could release a wide-range earthquake spell. Its damage and crowd control were significant. Nice, Wu Qi nodded and checked the territory panel. First, he expanded the wooden wall to 50x100, then he spent some void crystals to extend the wall outwards. Next, he started placing the defense towers, same old routine, control plus output. The powerful, stinky tower, despite being gross, was super effective, so it got top priority and was placed in every corner. Output towers like elemental towers, crossbow towers, and machine gun towers were spread out. The fire rain tower, and earthquake tower, went inside the territory. They had plenty of range anyway. Then came the upgrades, which hurt Wu Qi's wallet. Void Origin Stone -1,500. Void Origin Stone -1,500. Void Origin Stone -1,500. Each defense tower was upgraded to level 5, the new towers went straight from level 1 to level 5, upgrading their appearance and boosting their power. My heart is breaking, Wu Qi decided to hold off on upgrading other buildings for now and went over to the 2 heroines. They were opening treasure chests like crazy. With their powerful stats, they were moving at warp speed. Unlike Wu, after a little while, all the treasure chests were opened. Chapter 38. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The 2 women inventoried the items, sorted them, and handed them over to Wu Qi. The total, 11,200 void crystals and 3,240 void source stones, plus Skeleton Knight, job transfer certificate, a special building blueprint for a fire explosion tower, a apartment building, 35 pieces of equipment, and 2 skill books. Chapter 46, Blazing Flame, Palace, 2/4. Please collect it. The void crystals and void source stones were just what he needed. Wu Qi waved his hand, storing everything away. Then, he inspected the remaining items. The Skeleton Knight class transfer certificate allowed heroes to change classes after level 10, this particular certificate was of blue quality. Not for me. Maybe I can trade it later, Wu Qi mused, putting it aside. As for the equipment and skill books, well, they were all gray and white, ranging from levels 5 to 15, too bland to be worth keeping, but too bad to toss away. Pyroblast Tower, Wu Qi's eyes lit up at the sight of the 2 buildings. He knew the power of the fire explosion tower. Normally, an ordinary arrow tower would become a pyroblast tower after using his cheat, so what would happen to the pyroblast tower after the cheat? What could it become? He didn't hesitate, placing both buildings directly. They grew, transforming into a pyrotechnic tower and a small apartment, appearing nearby. Pyroblast Tower, plus, apartment plus, that plus sign, a game changer. Wu Qi nodded, committing. A moment later, 5-colored light erupted from him, enveloping the buildings. After 10 seconds, the light faded, revealing 2 brand new structures. The Pyroblast Tower was 5 feet taller, its round-edged shape replaced by a square design. A rotating, prismatic crystal sat atop, etched with a flaming bird. Judgment of Fire Tower, type, Defense Tower, level 1, 0/500, function, Judgment by Fire, level 1, interval, 10 seconds, attack range, 2,000 meters. Stock, 10 out of 10. Flavor text, here comes the verdict. A new spell. Wu Qi's eyes narrowed. He'd never heard of Judgment by Fire before. It had to be a more powerful spell than Pyroblast, but 500 void source stones just to get to level 2. Highway robbery. Wu Qi grimaced, gritted his teeth, and boosted it to level 5 in one go. Void source stones, 5,000. The other building had transformed from a small, modern apartment into a small palace, type, housing, level 1, 0/200, function, concentration, level 1, recovery, level 1, rooms, 20, flavor text. The luxurious palace of an ancient emperor mysteriously disappeared one day. Gotta admit, it was luxurious, red brick walls, golden wooden pillars, dragon and phoenix carvings, even the doors were made of rosewood. Well, we don't need the cabin anymore. Wu Qi smiled, but the thought of all three of them huddled together on that bed made him feel a twinge of regret. Plenty of time. The newcomer's trial only lasts 30 days. Once I get my reward, there's no escaping. That a spark ignited in his eyes, but he quickly regained his composure. The palace didn't need upgrades, 20 rooms were more than enough. He had too many demands on his void source stones to upgrade every building he could. Wu Qi placed the Judgment of Fire Tower next to the Fire Rain Tower. The palace also drew the attention of the two women. This is a palace. Sir, you summoned a palace. That their previous world was historically themed. The emperor's palace was a symbol of status. To them, the palace was reserved for concubines of the highest standing. Wu Qi turned, smiling. Yeah. What do you think? Looks good. It's beautiful. Qin Keqing blushed. Sister Lin gave him a look and chuckled. Master, this palace is a little small. If you want a harem with 3 palaces and 6 courtyards, this won't cut it. Wu Qi's face darkened. Go pick your rooms. After you, young master, Qin Keqing said softly, excitedly heading toward the palace. Lin Daiyu didn't move. Wu Qi asked, aren't you going? I am but humble servant. I cannot live in such a palace. Her eyes clouded slightly as she spoke quietly. What, you want to stay with me in the cabin? Wu Qi teased, his heart warming. I'm tearing down that hut. You can pick a room in the palace, or stick with me. Who wants to be with you? Lin Daiyu's face flushed, tears welling up. I'm just worried about your safety. She crossed the space in an instant, vanishing from his sight. Wu Qi watched her go. He took out a barracks, chapter 47, Qin's elite warriors. Mingyue Palace. 3 quarters. Please collect it. Among his recent haul, Wu Qi found 2 barracks. Chapter 40. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Wu Qi wasn't focused on their looks. As for their gear, a Qin sword at the waist, a Qin crossbow slung across the back, in a halberd. Your Majesty, they approached, knelt, left hand over right, palms to the ground, and kowtowed. Their voices were chilling, like a cold wind blowing through ice and snow, almost heartbreaking. Wu Qi's heart softened. Get up. Just a bow will do next time. Understood. The soldiers rose, their pretty faces fixed on Wu Qi, waiting for his command. Great Qin elite soldier level 1 0/50 quality epic talent military formation bloodline blackbird physique 150 base 15 multiplier 1000%. Spirit 50 base 5 multiplier 1000%. Skills, military formation, Gale, level 1, military formation, unrivaled, level 1. Description, the Qin dynasty's elite troops, unmatched in all the world. Army, trait, innate quality, epic, attributes, grants military formation skills, currently unlocked, Gale, unrivaled, description, when more than 2 Qin warriors are present, they can form a military formation and use formation skills. The more warriors present, the stronger the skills become. Blackbird, bloodline, bloodline quality, epic, attributes, movement speed plus 50%, attack speed plus 50%, luck plus 1, description, legend says only those with blackbird blood can rule the world, military formation. Gale skill quality, epic, level, 1, attributes, when activated, all great Qin warriors gain 100% increased movement and attack speed. Duration, 600 seconds, base 60, multiplied by the number of warriors, description, speed is everything in war. Military formation, unrivaled, asterisk skill quality, epic, asterisk level, 1, asterisk attributes. When activated, all Great Qin warriors gain 100% increased attack power. Asterisk duration, 600 seconds, base 60, multiplied by the number of warriors. Asterisk description, Qin warriors fear nothing, brave and invincible. 10 stunning beauties stood before Wu Qi, yet his mind remained calm, that was their unique charm. Every move was precise and orderly. Surrounded by the lethal air of the barracks, they were like unsheathed blades, just standing before them. Wu Qi felt their keen edge, and their stats proved they deserved their title as elite units. High stats and powerful skills trump looks any day. Of course, only Wu Qi could say that. After all, his territory perk was 100% beautiful, enough to make other lords weep with envy. Time for an upgrade. Wu Qi considered that upgrading a single Great Qin warrior to level 5 wasn't too expensive, but unlocking the level cap required upgrading the barracks first. The barracks upgrade costs were insane. Let's see, level 1 to level 2 costs 500. Holy crap, another 5,000, Wu Qi grimaced, checking his inventory. After upgrading his various defense towers, he had only 10,822 void source stones left. In one fell swoop, he upgraded the barracks to level 5 and then quickly upgraded 10 Great Qin warriors to level 5. Great Qin elite soldier, details omitted, asterisk physique, 230, asterisk spirit, 100. After reaching level 5, the Great Qin warrior's stats had jumped dramatically, rivaling even Lin Daiyu at level 1. Of course, pure data comparisons were meaningless. In an actual fight, many other factors would come into play. At the same time, their skills had been upgraded to level 5, and their demeanor had turned even colder. With a hint of murderous aura clinging to them, they seemed to sense their newfound power. The beauties suddenly grew excited, speaking joyfully and offering a hand salute. Long live the king! Long live the king! Long live the king! P.S. Please add to your collection. Chapter 49, Military Gear, Free Stats, 1/4, please collect. Military units can use equipment. But unlike heroes, their equipment is forged in buildings like the Weapon Refining Workshop and is exclusive to their unit type. Wu Qi headed to the Weapon Refining Workshop, followed by 10 Great Qin warriors, moving silently in perfect sync. Opening the workshop's traits panel revealed several standard equipment options, **unit equipment *** Qin sword, Qin halberd, Qin crossbow, Qin armor, **Qin sword *** quality, epic, type, unit exclusive, level, 1, traits, penetration, heavy. Attack, sword aura, description, powerful units deserve powerful weapons, *** Qin halberd *** quality, epic, type, unit exclusive, level, 1, traits, cleave, severe wound, penetration, description, 1 thrust, 1 stab, 2 kills in a row. Qin crossbow quality, epic, type, unit exclusive, level, 1, traits, penetration, power shot, concussion, description, ever seen a rain of arrows from the Qin army? Qin armor, quality, epic, type, unit equipment, level, 1, traits, thick plating, melee damage reduction, ranged damage reduction, description, come on, take your best shot. Unlike hero equipment, unit gear doesn't offer stat bonuses like physique or spirit, only equipment traits.